Hi guys, welcome to this ankle video. So what we're going to do today is just show you some very simple exercises to try and loosen up the feet and the ankles, but also try and improve the proprioception of your feet that feed into the ankle joints and the rest of the body. So on the back of last season when we had lots and lots of ankle injuries, we're going to try and get you guys working a little bit more on your foot strength and your foot mobility to see whether we can try and reduce the number of injuries that we have in the coming season. So these first few exercises really just very simple things you can do in sitting. You just need maybe a ball. You also perhaps need a little towel. I'll show you that one in a minute. And to see whether we can again just try and improve mobility and proprioception balance in your feet and ankles. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you just are going to help you try and stretch out your feet and your ankles. And so we're going to use the yellow ball first of all, where we just come and sit. We're going to place the foot on top of the ball, the spiky ball here. We can put some weight through the foot and just start to roll through to the toes and back through to the heel. We can work on the inside of the ankle. You can see that I'm pulling my toes up there as we roll through. So we're just really sort of starting to get some feel and some stretch through the undersurface of the foot. If the under the surface of the foot is stiff and tight, it really affects what's going to happen when you're running, you're jumping, you're landing. So but yeah, we're just sort of applying a little bit of pressure through the ball into the floor with your foot. We can go on to the centre part of the foot, in the middle of the foot there. And then also we can go onto the outside border of the foot as well. So you're just working through those different parts of the foot. I also quite like to do this one where you almost curl your toes around the ball. And again, just sort of give the foot a little bit of a move and a stretch and a little circle there. So it's just getting that sense of just really loosening off the foot. It's a good one to do if you've just sort of been in a shoe all day, been in a trainer, and you just need to give your foot a little bit of just waking it up a little bit really. Now we can also do the same thing with the hockey ball. Obviously it's a little bit harder, but again you could do either one of these, either sitting or standing. As I say, I'm doing these ones in sitting right now, but as I say, you can do it in standing. Okay, so you could do that for perhaps a couple of minutes if you want to, depending on how much time you've got, but it's just a nice little one to start off with to just to wake the foot up a little bit. Okay, then we can just sort of move on to something in sitting. So once we've done the ball work, we can just start to do some circling of the foot. And as you can see, I'm really trying to give my toes a really good stretch, trying to broaden my foot as best I can. So making a nice big sort of circling motion with the foot. And again, nice and slow and steady. You're trying to really get to the very edges of the range of movement here. Okay. And again, it's all about preparing the foot and ankle for when you go on court, or when you go into your shoes and then go onto court. We can go in the opposite direction. So again, getting that really nice big circle, trying to take it to the right to the edge if you can, taking it nice and slow and steady. And I see lots of you doing these ones. And again, it might just be a bit of a cursory up and down and side to side. What I'm looking for you to do here is really try and take your time with it. Try and go to the full corners or of that range of movement. Okay. And what we can also do here, which is quite a nice one, we can actually do some alphabet writing. So we can start with, this is all lowercase, lowercase a, and then B, and C, D, and so on and so forth. And getting towards the end of the alphabet, you really start to feel quite tired actually. So it's again another nice one to do to try and stretch and loosen off the foot. Okay, we can then come back down to the ground. We're just going to do some very simple toe taps. We're going to keep the ball of the feet on the floor though, so we're just going to work the toes. Just tapping up and down. You can do alternate, or you can work two together, depending on either is fine. You might find that actually doing one at a time is a little bit more helpful. Okay, but then you can work the whole foot and ankle. So rather than just moving the toes, we can move the whole foot. So you can see and you can hear that I'm just tapping my feet one after the other. And again, just a way of actually waking the feet up. And then we can really be quite specific with the toes once again. We can lift the toes up here and we can spread them and then place them back down onto the floor. So lifting the toes and then little toe, fourth toe, third, second, and then first toe. And we'll do that one more time. So really spreading the toes. And you can imagine that when you have your feet in shoes all day or in your trainers, that the forefoot, which is this bit across here, whoops, can just get really squashed into trainers. So this is a nice one. The broader the foot is, the more surface area contact you can get into the floor, which helps you with your balance. So having a nice mobile foot is really important. We can then transfer that into something that involves a bit more strength. So we're going to come across now to the towel. Whoops. Without falling off the chair, of course. And then what we can do here, we can actually lift the toes up again here. Place them down nice and broadly, spread them out, and then scrunch the towel with your toes. Lifting, spreading, and bringing the towel in towards you. I'll show that you a few more times. Lift, place the toes down nice and wide, and then draw in. Lift, spread, grip the towel, and draw in. And you can see I'm just drawing the towel towards me here. You can work right to the edge if you so wish. A really nice one to mobilise the foot, to stretch it, but also to get all these little small intrinsic muscles of the foot doing some work. So that's towel scrunching. Okay, let's come back over here again. And the last one to show you is just some little ankle circles, but this time we're actually doing it weight bearing. So we're just going to sort of lift the heels slightly, and then we're going to come round and then place the foot back down again. Now you can see that I'm moving onto the outside border of my foot and then rolling back down onto the heel. But you'll notice that I'm not lifting my toes at the same time. Both the big toe and little toe side of the foot has to be on the floor for this one. But letting the ankles roll out slightly, then coming back down and in. Up, onto the outside, rolling back down and in. All my toes are on the floor still. Up onto the toes, and this time I'll go the other way. So this time I'll slightly onto the inside border, then back onto the heel. Lifting onto the outside, onto the inside of the foot, rolling back down and onto the heel. So we can have this little circular motion, outside and then inside, outside. And you can see I'm shaking a bit now. I've been doing this for the last, hour or so. So mine are getting a bit tired. But again, most important that you keep the toes in contact with the floor at all times. And we're not moving the knees excessively here. It's not an exercise for the knees, it's an exercise for the ankle joints. So we're just moving one way then the other. You can do this in standing as well, but we can start off in sitting, making sure that the toes are grounded throughout the whole exercise. So again, that shouldn't take you more than about 5 minutes of that to do. I've slowed it down a little bit to help so I can show you with what I'm doing. But you could do that for 5 minutes before you move on to some other work.